RCMP is insisting on using some tactics that are frowned upon by federal politicians. Is it time for some changes, do you think, David?
Absolutely, Sam. I'm going to preface my remarks by saying that my grandfather, Thompson, was a very proud member of the RCMP. But let's face it, it has not been a couple of good years for the RCMP, beginning with the fiasco in Nova Scotia that resulted in the death of 22 people. But here's the issue. It's a question of who's the employer and who's the employee. So the employer is the federal government, and represented by the Public Safety Minister, Marco Mendocino. And he wants that chokehold to be banned. And the response from the RCMP Commissioner, Brenda Lucky, is, we'll tell you what's happening operationally, but we're not taking direction on how to do things. And that just seems completely upside down. It's not the employees that set the terms and conditions of employment. It is the employer. And I absolutely think that her employment should be terminated immediately with no severance.
What are your thoughts, Larry, on this? Your perspective is going to be really interesting.
First of all, I agree 100% with David. Great comments. If the board or the federal government, the same governance role, sets policy, if the policy includes use of force options, which it does, and they say this policy will no longer include chokeholds and there's some issue with tear gas and rubber bullets, then that's the policy now. It is not the federal government or a police services board are not dictating how you use those options, which is an operational issue. They're saying, don't use this. Find something else.
Mm-hmm. And David, I think about your time as mayor of Deep River. There was there still the police force with Deep River at that point?
Yes, we continue to have our own private police force, and I was honored to be the chair of the Police Services Commission. And we had always lively debates about the role of the board versus the role of the police department. I would never tell the chief how to do his job. That's not my role. It's not my expertise. But we do set the rules of engagement, and those need to be followed.
Mm-hmm. And Larry, do you think Commissioner Lucky has sort of, I can't think of another word, but sort of got away with a lot? There seems to be a lot on her record that isn't positive, yet she still holds that position.
Well, it's funny. If I remember correctly, when they were selecting or searching for a new commissioner, they wanted that commissioner to institute changes. And I haven't seen a lot of changes happening in her tenure. So I don't know what else they need to do to get those changes made. And what David is suggesting, that perhaps it's time for her to move on, and maybe that should be the thing to do.
Mm-hmm. It's certainly going to be interesting to watch what happens with our own policing here. And and I've said it time and time again, there are incredible police officers that serve this community and this country, and I know how hard they all work. These types of situations that we've seen over the last couple of years really does paint the force in many ways with that brush. But I'm really hoping people realize this just is this is not every police officer, which is a really important conversation to have as well. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk, David, about the budget. We know that Ottawa Council is going to be very busy this week, talking a lot about the upcoming budget. Lots on the horizon in terms of how we're going to spend our money. Any advice for Council?
Well, there's both a short term and a longer term. In the short term, Sam, the practicality is time is of the essence. They need to set a budget rate. You have a lot of new councillors, And so their ability to go through the budget in a detailed fashion this time around is really just not going to be available to them. And their decision really is going to be about what's the rate. Is it 2.5? Is it 3? But in the longer term, and I'm very impressed, Sam. I was at the last council meeting on January 25th, I believe. I was very impressed with a number of our new councillors, especially David Hill from Barhaven. But what we have to do is to kind of go back to first principles. What is the role of municipal government? The thing that happens is that every council brings in new programs and new services, and that just grows and grows and grows because there's never a sunset clause. Rarely do you see evaluation criteria to end these programs. And so it's just like a snowball going down a hill. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We have to go back and say, what is the role of municipal government? And let's do a strategic review of every single program and service to make sure it's accomplishing the goals it was intended to.
Absolutely. David, Larry, what are your thoughts?
Well, David, that's excellent. And I think our new mayor, Mark Sutcliffe, talked about doing that as well coming into office. So I'm hoping he's going to carry through with that kind of whole city service review. But I think this is the time to invest more heavily, not skimp on our transit system. I'm talking about buses and LRT, because that's really a core function. Moving people around the city is really a core function, and right now it's not doing very well. And I think if big systems have to be upgraded, then work on a 3 to 5 year plan of upgrading all the services and getting prepared for outages as we're going to continue to have in summer or winter.
Yeah, appreciate that very much. And we only have about a minute left, but David, when it's safe to do so, will we see you strap on the skates and zip down the canal?
Well, despite being a very proud Canadian, Sam, I absolutely despise the cold. But I will make an exception. I mean, of the 143 things to do during Winterlude, the one thing I will do, I will put on my skates. I will skate directly to the Beaver Tails outlet. I will get myself to Killaloo Sunrise. I will enjoy it, and then I'll get my butt right back home in front of the fireplace.
Sounds exactly like my plan. What about you, Larry?
I feel the same way.
There you go.
After walking the beach for 4 years, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's -25. Yeah, my days of walking around in the ice and the freezing temperatures have gone past. So, if anything, I'll go see the ice sculptures. I really enjoy that, and Beaver Tails sounds wonderful.
Absolutely, certainly does. Well, this lunch has been fun with you both today. Larry Hill, former Deputy Police Chief with Ottawa Police Service, and David Thompson, former Mayor of Deep River. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sam, I'm working on your birthday cake as we speak.
Wow, I can't wait. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Appreciate it very much. The business lunch when we come back. Lots of great businesses to profile today. We hope you stay with us on Rogers TV and City News.
Sam LaPrat will be right back on City News.
101.1 FM and 1310 AM.
Left wing, right wing, or center. Here's a show everyone can agree on.
Check out the Steve Warren Sports Show on City News Saturday morning.
Steve Warren and Greg Kennedy are all over the latest Senators news. It's interesting and sometimes brutally honest analysis.
Plus, they serve up news from other hot sports subjects that matter to you.
Minor hockey, pro football, baseball, and more. It's end-to-end sports.
Red light camera reported ahead. On City News, 101.1 FM and citynews.ca.
Calling all brides. Mega Wedding Expo is the place to find everything you need for your perfect day. But nothing's perfect, especially if your fiance's car breaks down en route to your perfect venue.
Brian here. With the Intact Insurance app, you can add roadside assistance, so whatever happens, he's gonna make it, and it's gonna be a perfect day.
Okay, when things aren't perfect, Intact Insurance makes it better.
Perfect.
Just make it intact. Visit intact.ca or talk to your broker. Conditions apply.
Get the hottest deals for the coldest streets, only at Streetswear Kids. Zip up for a better night's sleep on the street with the pavement parka. Step on broken glass with Kevlar kicks. Panhandle in a cashless society with the Tap Me Teddy. Now 20% off. Because the truth is, 20% of Canadians facing homelessness are youth. This winter, wear something that actually makes a difference. Buy a toque at raisingtheroof.org and help end youth homelessness. Hi, I'm Brian Berlot, CEO at Maxis Staffing and Recruitment. Are you currently seeking temporary or permanent employment? Maxis can assist you in landing the perfect position today. Professional, IT, administration, call center, assembly or trades, get the job you want. Visit maxis.ca, maxsys.ca.
Maxis has helped over 100,000 people get jobs. Let them help you. Get started today. Visit maxis.ca.
Number 1 for local news, traffic, and weather for Ottawa and the Valley. This is City News 1011. Everywhere.
It is Monday, January 30. Good afternoon. I am Daniela Unimat. Right now in Ottawa and Smith Falls, light snow, -10. Here's what's making news this hour. With a recession on the horizon and the cost of living still through the roof, both the opposition and the Trudeau government say the economy is a top priority as they return to the federal legislature. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says his government will be focused on more targeted support in advance of an economic slowdown this year. Meanwhile, the leader of the federal opposition, Pierre Poilievre, plans to focus on trying to get the government to rein in on spending. And the NDP leader, Jagmeet Singh, says his party plans to push the Trudeau government to fulfill the terms of their mutual support agreement and roll out the planned expansion of federal dental care. The 2023 edition of Winterlude gets underway on Friday. Jantin Van Bregman, Director of Communications with Ottawa Tourism, tells the Sam Laprade show the Department of Canadian Heritage have put out all the stops this year with over 400 activities planned for the event. It will be 3 weeks of indoor and outdoor winter activities on Spark Street, in the Byward Market, on the Rideau Canal Skateway, and on the Gatineau side at the Jack Cartier Park. Also, many of the events are free. City News time is 12:31. I am Damilola Unine. For news anytime, follow up online at ottawa.citynews.ca.
The Sam Laprade Show continues on City News
1011 FM and 1310 AM.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us here on the Business Lunch on City News. I'm Sam Laprade. I love this opportunity to talk about all things business. And Yasser Naqvi joins us today to talk business. Ottawa's Centre Liberal MP. Hello, Yasser.
Hi, good afternoon, Sam. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for spending time with us. And you want to talk a little business happening on Spark Street. Give us the good news.
Well, the good news is, there's a lot of work that's happening to find ways to revitalize downtown Ottawa. We know how downtown core of our city has really hit hard, especially because of the pandemic, when a lot of the hardworking public servants had to work from home for health reasons. And that has had, of course, impact on Spark Street as well. The BIA, under the leadership of Kevin McHale, does incredible work to find ways to bring more people to come to Spark Street. And the Government of Canada has been a partner with them, and most recently we've announced just under $200,000 towards Spark Street to beautify the street even more. But most importantly is to create some green space on Spark Street so that there's an opportunity for people to just sit and have a coffee with their friends as they take a little break, and just to create that beautification that's much needed for Spark Street, and turn it into a destination for people to come and visit.
And Yasser, do you think that Spark Street has probably been in the news more, or we think more about Spark Street because of what happened with the so-called Freedom Convoy, that, the attention of the challenges of that business there was a spotlight put on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Spark Street, as you know, has been in conversation for some time as well. How do we make that pedestrian mall more attractive for people to come visit? Outside the office hours,
for them to be there. So there's much work that needs to happen to rehabilitate that reputation, that good reputation Spark Street had, which is a place to enjoy yourself in a very safe environment. And that's the work that the BIA is doing, and of course the local member of parliament for Spark Street. I'm working very closely with the Spark Street BIA to find ways to revitalize, to rejuvenate Spark Street, and this funding is one part of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, so you had me at Ribfest. But when we think about places like when those Rib Fests come, and it seems like there's a lot of seating put out, but it doesn't remain there, right? And is that part of that, is that you make it a little bit more friendly for people to kind of maybe grab some lunch at different places and meet their friends in the middle, of the street there to celebrate.
That's exactly the kind of opportunities that Kevin McHale at Spark Street BIA and his team are working on, is to create that inviting environment where people can stay on the street a bit longer. Of course, you have to find the right balance between all the great restaurants and the patios, and that opportunity for them to people and help these small businesses. But also, if you just want to bring your own sandwich or grab a coffee and just want to enjoy, is there a way we can create some green space with planters, with